Alright, we are getting ready to cross the Gulfstream, not today, but we are leaving Great... I don't know where we're leaving, geez, every time. Where are we? Great Sail. We are leaving Great Sail Key today. We've been holed up for like 4 days, I think, but we had fun. We had Tipsy Gypsy and Salasia and Mabul and might be it. A lot of boats, a lot of fun boats. And we got to play, and now we are heading over to Mangrove Key. Tomorrow we will hang out there, and then it's time to cross the Gulfstream, as long as weather holds.
We had a really great downwind sail from Great Sail to Mangrove Key, which put us in a good position to leave the next morning for the crossing. Sails are up.
A little bit of a light wind day, but we're still under sail power. Hoping not to use the engine unless we have to.
So we have about 2 miles before we are officially off of the Bahama Bank. It's kind of bittersweet. Been in the Bahamas since Thanksgiving and are now headed back to the States. Right now I'm trying to figure out whether we're going to go to Lake Worth or go ahead and shoot straight down to Miami. Probably won't make that call until we get out and see what the conditions in the Gulfstream are like. But either way, we're headed to Florida. We'll be there tomorrow-ish.
How fast are we going?
3.2 knots.
Sweet.
Not exactly screaming.
So how fast did we go when we crossed over?
About the same. But it was blowing like mad and we were headed into the wind. And now...
And that was with the engine.
Yeah, and that was with the engine. That was motor sailing into the wind. And at least now it's nice and calm. We have about a 10 knot breeze out of the northeast. So... hopefully we just cruise along at 3 or 4 knots all night and we'll be there tomorrow.
So apparently we're going to let you guys see what it's like to cross the Gulfstream in a northeast wind, which you're not supposed to do. Northeast wind, under 10 knots though. So we're hoping that the under 10 knots keeps us from dying and keeps it from being quite as terrifying as the first time crossing, which we have no footage of and kind of really just want to block from our brains. But we're going to document this one.
Well, technically not in the Gulfstream yet. Conditions were so good, Jen was able to get some desktop yoga in the sunshine.
How's the crossing going so far?
So far, a little boring.
That's how we like it.
Calm seas, doing about 4.5 knots, dragging a couple of lines, taking it easy. So far, so good.
We are currently well over 1,000 feet deep and can't count it anymore. 5 a.m. arrival. We may just keep on chugging to Fort Lauderdale. Alright, we are 40 miles from the States. You want to give us an update on this crossing?
So far so good. Just chilling, reading, adjusting sails every now and again, and hoping it stays like this all night.
Dogs, you good? He's good.
Okay.
Molly's good too. Totally different than last time.
Molly, knock it out.
Want to give us a new update?
Wind change, wind direction change, wind speed changed, dropped a little. We were making about 2.5 knots, which would run the risk of putting us into Miami even after dark tomorrow. So we're
Miami or West Palm?
West Palm, Miami,
Somewhere.
Lauderdale.
Florida.
Lauderdale. Anyway, so we're gonna motor for a few hours and see if the wind picks up.
Alright, so we've got a reef in the main, and we are throwing the jib out all the way to make up for that. And the hopes that we don't need a reef tonight, but just for safety's sake, we do it before the sun sets.
So it's about 12:30 at night. I drew the graveyard shift, doing about 5.5 knots. Still about 18 miles offshore. But we're slowly making a turn. We're going to go ahead and try to make Fort Lauderdale instead of Lake Worth. But so far, excellent crossing. Everything's going really well. We had calm winds and calm seas all night, and then as the sun came up, there were squall lines off to the east. Fortunately, all of the rain and squalls stayed away from us, but it made for a spectacular sunrise. And as soon as the sun had risen in the east, Miami was rising in the west. Once into Miami, we dropped the sails and motored the rest of the way to Marine Stadium, where we stowed all of our gear and quickly caught up on some much-needed rest. We'll spend about a month in Miami before heading west to the Dry Tortugas and to see what else holds in Lunacy's future. If you enjoyed seeing how lazy and boring a properly timed Gulfstream crossing can be, feel free to like or subscribe to the YouTube channel